Okay, we're got a database called this DB products. Okay, and let me put this. Okay, so this is what we're going to be creating, this DB product. Okay, let's just copy it. And I'm going to go and create a new database. Again, don't forget to always select where you're going to save your database. And quiz 2 is going to be in very close, next 2 weeks. Well, week 10, week 12 is going to be the quiz 2. And also you have quiz 2 and major 2 at the same time, right? So anyway, this is the DB product. And I'm going to save it in this place. All right, so let's create that. So we have the database that we need to create. I mean, this table that we need to create, table products. I don't want you to type it all because we did enough exercises on how to type things and how to create those tables. So in order just not to lose time and then focus on the forms, on creating the forms and the reports, I have attached in here the Excel sheet. You remember how we can use that Excel sheet to get it into a database? So let me show it to you again. The data sheet, I mean, this is the, where is it? DB. This is the one, okay? So this is the one I attached. So what I have put in there, just copied and pasted it in there so I can be able to bring it back. So, okay, here. 19. It seems to be really slow, I don't know why. Anyways, I'm going to. So anyway, this is what I'm going to include from here. So I need to go to this external data and then from Excel go into Access. So let's do that. And I'm going to browse for my file that I know it's somewhere there. Okay, this is the Excel sheet that just showed up. This is the table. I just copied and pasted without any change. I just removed, yeah, I did one change. Actually, if you look here, you'll see that if I copied, you're going to copy this one as well. That's why I removed this one, just to avoid having some confusion, some problems while I'm importing this table. So let's go here, and this is the one. Import source and the current database, okay. And it is going to ask me this, okay, I found this one, okay, this is the in sheet 1. So if you have more sheets, you're going to select which one you'd like to use. I would like to use this one in sheet 1, so next. First row contains column heading, yes, so I need to check this one. So now it makes sense that it has like these ones over here. And I think that's fine, unless I would like to go and make sure that this is a specific data type. So this is a text, this is text, and this seems to be text, but I don't want it to be text. This is a problem. But anyway, this should be maybe currency. And ID. Is this ID coming from this one? No, this ID was added by Access. I don't want this one. Let Access choose add the primary key. This is what happens. Choose my own primary key. This is what I need to be doing. So this product ID should be my own primary ID. How I did this? Actually, when I clicked on this one, it showed me this one, this form over there. But probably this is because I clicked on previous next. Yeah, when you click on next, this is where you have that. So choose your own primary key. This is what we would like to use because this product ID seems to be the primary key because it doesn't seem to be repeating, and it should be the primary key because this is the ID of the item of the products. And we might have some problems with this one because we said that this should be I mean double currency, while it has this $sign. So the $signs might create some problems. I might need to Let's try to go next and see, okay, what's the name of the table? Products. Let's see what would happen with that. If I click on finish, successfully, it said not all data was successfully imported. It says not all your data was successfully imported. This is what I was guessing because of the $sign. So I'm going to close and I'm going to see here. It doesn't. So see, the price doesn't show up here. It doesn't show on your screens. I have that problem that I was guessing. There are two ways to solve that problem. Either I type it myself here. Yeah, the $sign, exactly. Either I type it from here, or maybe I fix it from here, and then I might be able to. So I can just delete this one. Maybe it might be easier for me instead of typing everything. I can just delete this from the Excel sheet. Okay, now that I have deleted them, I can just save again, and then I will delete this one. It showed me this product, and there's another one which says sheet 1 imported errors, where it shows me actually what happened. There were some errors, what type of error, which field, and which row was had the problem. So anyway, I'm going to close all these, no, and I'm going to delete them all because I'm going to import now the new one. Yes. Right click, delete, yes. So let's import again the same, now with the improved one. So as you can see now, I don't have these $signs there, so it should be better, inshallah. So this is okay, and I'm going to go here and probably put it as currency, which makes more sense. And next, choose, this is the product ID, which is my primary key, and name it as product. And now it was okay, I didn't have any problems, so that looks fine. Let's go back here. I can see now everything is okay. I can go to the design view. I can see that this is a primary key, so it should be fine. Maybe I should have checked long integer. It doesn't need to be save, yes. So now that we have our table, let's go and check whatever we need to do with the forms, because now we're going to be doing some forms, plus we're going to be customizing the forms. So let's start by going into creating the form with all the items in the table. I mean all the fields. Let's just do that with with the one that we used to do. Most of the times, just to prevent having some problems while you're working with tables, especially if you're doing relationships or queries, close the tables when you're going to create or work with some other objects from the database, just to be safe and not to have some errors that this is opened in read only because of this and that. So we're going to select this table and all of the fields and just press finish, because I don't want to go into a lot of details, but this is what I got. Sorry. Okay, now I just would like to show you, before I go back to the questions, I mean what we need to add. If you look at this, actually in the view, there are two ways to change or make some changes to this form. There's this layout view, which is quite recently was added in this latest versions of Access. And the design view is like the one that we used before. The design view is some sort of advanced edit mode, and this layout view is some sort of basic or simplified edit mode. So let's have a look at the differences. So let's say, for example, I just would like to edit this one, to change it. The easiest way is to go to this view over here, this one, the layout view. So if I click on it, I can see actually this property sheet that I can hide always, no problem. This is not the big deal. But I can do something. If you see here, I can just make it smaller. or bigger, whatever, and just I can play with it. I can, if I don't want it the way it looks, I can maybe change the color if I want. I can maybe change the font size, the color, the theme. The theme applies to all of the whole sheet. I mean the whole form. I can change the whole form at once. But if I just would like to change an individual one, I can just go back here, and then as if in the home, I can go here and maybe put more into the size, bold if I want to type something else. What happens if I'd like to add something different? I mean, change instead of product, I would like to do something on my product, something like that. So I can just do whatever I want here. Plus, I can add some new things. I can add this one over here. If I just put my mouse over it, I can see that this is a label. A label is a text that I would like to display. If I'd like to display, for example, a text here that says something, the text was typed here, so let's type some text. Unfortunately, it was just put on top of something else, but I still can move it around whenever I need. If I need to type anything, for example, the date, I can just type whatever I'd like to. So let's say 16. We're 16. Which month are we? 4? Yeah, but in the Hijri. 6? 5? 6? And of course the year I'm not going to ask about it. So if you'd like to have this aligned as well, you can align them whatever you'd like to be doing. So anyway, this is where you can do some changes. You can add things, as you can see. If you go to the design, you can rearrange things if you have some tables, and insert something, split. You can format, change the background image if you'd like to have that. Anyway, there's a lot of different things that you can add. If you'd like to add a picture, whatever, you can add it from here. For example, we can add something like a picture here, and I don't know. Okay, we add this. It seems that I had some pictures, but let's go for some other main ones. Okay, for the default picture that we have, we can add like whatever, this one. It added here there. I just yes. When we change the look of, it depends on your needs. If you'd like to just the look, but the look is just how it looks like, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, it doesn't affect. Nothing is affecting the data, just how it looks, or just how it looks. Well, the main advantage is actually when you're going to be adding some new things. Yes. Okay, so the data is not changeable. I mean, if you'd like to change the data, you go to the table itself. But here we're not just changing how it looks. So this is I showed you just this layout view. What about this design view? And in design view you have more details. Let's click on it and see how it will look like. You see, in the design view, now you have actually more control on a lot of different things. You have the form header that shows the details, and then you have the form footer. So if you'd like to add something in the footer of your form, you can still have it there. It's like the header and the footer of any document. So for example, I just would like to not add this there. I just would like to move it down here. But I don't. They're all together. I don't know why. I just maybe did something. Let me cut this. I just would like to add this one here, and I'm going to, let's say, date 16/06/1436, and I'm going to I can do the same thing, except that I have a little bit more control. Now this is the picture that I'm adding. So let's go back to the view again. You see that this date now is at the bottom of my document, which means this is like my footer, and this is my header, and this is what changes. And so basically you can do the same thing in the layout view and in design view, but in design view you have more control. It's like an advanced mode for editing. And I personally, sometimes if I just would like to do some major additions, I'm going to go to this design view. But if I just would like, for example, just to shorten this one, or maybe change very minor things, I don't need to go to the other one, because sometimes the other one might be confusing a bit if you're not used to. So this is one thing. The other thing is, so let's continue. We would like to be doing something more interesting, which is adding some new text fields. For example, I can like to add this new one. Every time it adds up there, and I can anyway just keep it there. I can move it whatever I need it to be. Okay, let's move this to be something like this. Okay. Okay, so let's say I have added a new text field, and that text field is where I can have this. This is the label. Sorry?
Will this be a header in the
It is not a header, it's just inside like any, like here. It's going to show for all my records. So for example, in this I can add something interesting, like say for example, I can add something that will make some sort of calculation. Let's go and then go in the properties here. In this control source, I can put something, let's say for example, this is equal to, I don't know, product ID. You can see I can select the product ID, this is what I want. So product ID plus 10, for example. So you can see this is showing like the result of a calculation. And if I go to the form and then maybe just click somewhere where I can see it clearly, you can see every time I change this, I've added a new information on the form that is not in the table. You can see that this new is not shown on the table. It's just a result of calculation. Yeah, only the form. It doesn't add anything in the table. But in the form, I have some sort of calculation based on whatever I need to be doing. So in this case, this is what one of the advantages of these forms. You can have to display more information than what you have. You can just store the basic information that you need, and then you can add some more calculations based on your needs. And I think in here we need to be doing something like add a text box to the form where you can enter values for discount. And we don't have or you can have values for discount. Okay, what they want us to do here, yeah, this is something interesting. Let's go here back and edit again. I'm just going to put this as discount. Okay, so I'm going to put some discount over here. I'm just going to remove this because this is not what we'd like to do. Okay, so this is now called discount. I'm going to, but again, this whatever I do here is not going to show in the table. This is still in the form. So I'm going to add discount, and I'm going, let's say, add another one, and maybe let's go back to the design view. I have more control in the design view. Let me maybe just hide this one so I can have more space. So you can see now it shows that in this one it shows that this is price, phone, contact, which are fields from the table. But this is not a field from a table, it shows unbound. That means this is not associated or linked with any field. That's why you see in unbound. I'm going to add another one.
So can we do something to make it appear in the design field in the data?
You have to create it in the table. If you'd like it to be in the table, you have to put it in the table. Oh, this is becoming interesting. Okay, let's cancel. Just would like to. Okay, all right. So let me put this here and this one over there. I'm going to make it closer. So you can edit in this, but I think you see here I can have more control. I can see that I can do some more changes. You see these squares, these dark squares, they allow you to move all these ones over here. When you add this text box, you realize that I added also a label, because this is a label and this is a text box. The label is when you can just put some text to be displayed, and the text box is allowing you to enter something in it. So let's see, I'm going to change this to something like after discount, something like that. Okay, after discount, I'm just going to move this a little bit to make more room for the text to appear. And I'm going to be doing something. What I would like to do is, for example, we have this price, okay, for each product. If I type, for example, 10, I'd like here what I'd like here to appear is the price after a discount of 10%. So I entered, this is showing like the discount, and I need this to be the result of this operation. So how to do that is quite easy. I just need to go here, maybe I just put equal. But what's the name of this? Discount? Well, no. Actually, how I know the name of each one of them, I just need to click on those. Let's have a look at this one. Okay, if I go here, this is the name of that one, text 27, and this is text 23. How can I change the name of that? I mean, you can go somewhere in maybe all, and you can have the name, you see. And in the name now, if I would like it to be discount, now I name it discount myself. Again, I just would like to, let's use these tools of drawing things. This all, and this is the name, what allows me to control what I need to put as the name now of this. By default, Access will always give a name to whatever you insert inside the form. So if you'd like to change that name, then you just need to go to this all and then look for name, and you put whatever name you want. If I don't change the name, I can use it as it was before, text 23, but it doesn't make, it's not really clear as you give it a name. So now what I can do by giving it a name, I can just type something like this, discount multiplied by price, and price is coming from the table, so that's fine, divided by 100. Because I said I put 10, so this is like 10%. So now, as you can see, this is the result of this calculation. I mean, this is not what we'd like to have, but just to show you a result. So now, since nothing is happening, now if I type 10, you see that 10% of 25 is 2.5. Some sort of, yes. It's like a sort of calculator that I can add. If I change something to something else, well, this is what I need to have. But the thing is, this is just the discount that I need to subtract from this price. Yeah. So I need to add something to change this to this formula. And actually, what it should be price minus all this. So if I go back now, if I type, for example, 10%, if I remove 10% from the price, I will have, so this is the new price with the after discount. So anyway, this is some advanced things that I can do. I can do in the forms, just adding some new text boxes, making some calculations. And this is what we wanted to do in this exercise, like is use labels to show, this one, use another text box to calculate the value for each product after discount. So this is one way to do this. Use labels to show your name and ID, whatever. This is just labels. I can go back to design view. I can add some. You can add, for example, a new label where you're going to be typing your ID and your name.
This code is a label, no?
This is a label. Yeah. This is. If you're not sure, just put your mouse over it. You're going to see the name of that. So you see, this is a text box, this is a label, and you have a lot of other things. This is a button. You can put, for example, a button here that if something happens, you can do something else. For example, you can go to the first record or go to the last record, for example, something like that. Finish. So now you can have a lot of different things that you can add to your form.
What's the difference between label and text?
A label is giving you just a space when you can enter a text. A text box, it adds you a place when you can add the text, like a title, a caption for that text box, and then the box when you can enter some text. So this is a text box when you can enter things, and this is a label. So if I go back here, for example, this is a label, I cannot change it. And the text box, I can write something inside of it. I can type something inside of it. So this is the difference between those. So if I click now on this one, it takes me to the last one. And you can see. Of course, I can always go to design again. I can click on here. Remember, I can go to format and select one of the formats. Let's say currency, for example, and 2 decimal places. I would like to have 2, for example. I can just in here I have more control. So you can see there's a lot of different things that you can play with. Colors, font weight. If you would like it to be bold, for example, you can have it bold. Is here extra bold, heavy, something. You have more control than the usual other view. And so let's put like 10 or 15, something like that. So you can see now this is the thing that can happen. So this is about this forms. Are you okay with this? Do you have any questions? Let's continue. We have this. We would like to create those reports, and just to make clear this thing, we need to be clear into understanding the difference between a report and a form, because they are very similar in terms of how they look like here. Maybe they have some small differences, but still they are quite similar. The forms are used to be displayed on your screen. The only thing that is making a big difference with the reports is that the reports are made to be printed. So if you print, you don't need to show all these boxes and everything. You just would like to have the data itself. So if I'd like to just display information from printing, I'm going for a report. If I just would like to have something to see it on the screen and work with it on the screen, then I'm going to use a form. So that's mainly one of the main differences. So let's go for the report and try to create one. If I just go to the design, I mean, this is, let's not go for the design, because the design view, it's really, really the hardest way to start a report, because you have to select a lot of different things and go straight away to the design, and I don't want to do that. Let's start with using this report wizard again. So maybe let's put some interesting. Oh, this is the one. So with the report wizard, it allows you actually to select what you'd like to display, and we're going to display everything. Is this what we want? Create a product list showing all items in the table. Okay. Show your name and ID. Use line. Okay, whatever. So this is just a minor things that we're going to be doing. Okay, in this example, we're not going to be doing a lot of different things, but inshallah, maybe later on, we're going to be doing some more advanced things with the reports, because we can do some calculations, we can do some formatting, some sorting, some grouping, and this is something we're going to be doing some later exercises, inshallah. But now, just to get used to the forms, let's just go here. You see, you can sort your form based on whatever. If you'd like to change the way this form is sorted, you can change it, but in this case they did not tell us anything in this exercise. We just want them they just want us to create a form, so let's do that. And let's just click on next. This is just the style, how it looks like. Do you want it to look somewhere different, somehow different? This is up to you. Landscape portrait. Sorry?
What do you do with the layout?
This is just how it looks, how you want it to appear. Okay, this is again when you print it, how you want it to look like. That's the only thing. Let's try it. Okay, let's try Columnar, for example, and let's name. Okay. So this is the Columnar. This is how it looks like. You know, this is the style with the Columnar, and you can see it's already has this style. You have this footer, and you have this header over there. If you have more pages, you'll have page 1 of 4. If you go to the next page, you can see, maybe let's zoom out. So you can see this is how it looks. So this is the style columnar. If you'd like to, let's create another one. And by default, it takes you to print preview, you see? To print preview. So once you're here, you just need to close the print preview. And it takes you back to this. You see, if we had to do it ourselves, we would have to, put all these fields and size them, and it takes a lot of time. So let's go back again and create another one, the same actually, with just now tabular, and see the difference. Finish. And so now you see that now the data appears quite a bit differently than previously. Instead of having like one line and all of them, then you have like all these columns. But you see I have these things over here, which means, let's go back. Yeah, it is not really clear. Let's go back, and I'm going to click on this layout preview, because in that one I'm going to be able to resize whatever I need to be resizing. So for example, this one, let's resize it. Maybe resize this one smaller so I can have more space for the rest. So you can see, for example, now I can just do something like this, or maybe just leave it and add more. And this product ID doesn't show up. I'm just going probably just to push it a little bit, this one here, and I'm going, and this is why this view is interesting, because it allows you to easily make some changes rather than going into this design view. Design view, you have a lot of different things. You can also do it with design view, but still, in the design view, it's more advanced. So this is a report that is ready. If you'd like to print preview and see how it will look like when you print it, this is already there, and you have all here in one page, as you can see. So again, when you create your form, your report, sorry, when you select this style, the last style is this justified. Let's try that to see it, how it looks like. So this is the justified. So you see it looks like it takes all of them in one page, and I mean, this is not really. Not all of them are one page, so depending on. So if I click on close and go back and go for the design view, we're already there. We can make things smaller if we would like to have less time, and then.
An example, we choose
If I don't tell you which one to choose, you choose the one that you like. Okay. So in the quiz, if I don't tell you which one to choose, you're free, basically. Okay. So that's about the forms. We're going to be doing actually the same thing that we did with the forms. We're going to do that with the report as well. So let's go to the design view. For example, we can add some new fields. I mean, some new text box, some new labels, some new pictures, whatever. We can add a lot of different things.
how you can appear the program.
This one?
The here format and the control source.
Well, when you go back, when you select when you select this view, the report view, it disappears. These are called contextual tabs. They appear only depending on specific context. So when you select, for example, the layout view, design view, it's going to appear. If you go for this report view, it doesn't. If you select also this layout view, it is going to appear as well. So you see, so it appears only when needed. So that's it. I mean, for the sake of this exercise, we just want like you to use lines to separate between items. Okay, let's do this. Maybe this is the thing that we're going to be doing. We'd like to have some lines to separate between those. Let's go to then. I can do it from here, layout view or design view. So let's go to the layout view. Probably it's the easiest. And how to draw a line. So let's see if I can have something that can help me draw a line. And I can insert something, range format. I forgot actually where to draw that, and I want to draw a line somewhere. I don't remember. Okay, let's do this. You need to be in the design view to see that. You know, in the layout view, you go over here, you see, you don't see all of them. You just see some of them. And that's the thing about this layout view. You don't see all of the advanced things. So in the design view, you have more control, and you can see more different tools. And this is the line that we're seeing. So if I'd like to have a line separating each one of them, I can just make some more room and then draw my line over here. It doesn't seem to be like a straight line, and it's quite hard to do this. I mean, those lines are, let me just delete this one, cut, and try another one. Maybe this time let's just draw a small one where I can control. Oh, okay, when it doesn't appear, that means probably it is horizontal. Yeah. Now,
The area is too small.
or maybe, yeah, maybe I need to zoom in.
Extend
Do I need to zoom in? But anyway, this is not the objective is not to have like a straight line, just have a line, and we don't care now for this thing. So I just need to be more precise in when I'm drawing that line. But anyway, if I do something like this, if I click, what I'm going to see, I mean, after each item, I'm going to see that there's a line between them. So again, in the design view, this is where you have some more advanced things. I'm going to try to be more straightforward. Okay, maybe this is going to be an interesting line. Anyway, close enough. But I can also actually, what I can do if I really want it to be something more precise, I'm going to go to properties, and you can see the line. You can have the width, the height, top, left. I can just specify the position of it, and I can play with this just for the width, the height. I want it to be like, for example, 1 centimeter. Or is it 1 centimeter? Is too much. 0.2 centimeters, for example. And so anyway, it's going to take some time. Anyway, I'm not a big fan of just drawing lines on axis. So you got the point. Actually, it shows up because I was able to see now this one over this. If I can make this line, I mean, like as if I'm drawing this small rectangle. If I just draw it enough to nullify it, so it's just now just one straight line. If I go back here, actually, yeah, it has to just go back to. You see, if you make it up, it's going to take some sort of diagonal of the rectangle. But if you try to just lower it to the minimum, so you just like make it. Anyway, it's not really the best way to draw lines, but this is, I mean, and this is Access, and this is not meant to draw things, but it just gives you some small hints on how to do them. So that's it for the report.